Before we get started today, I want to ask you a small favor. Don't worry about watching the screen or checking the charts. Just find a comfortable spot, put your headphones on, and simply listen to what I'm about to say. The information we are going to cover is crucial for your retirement, but it is complex, so just focus on the sound of my voice as I guide you through it. Social Security is a foundational part of wealth building, but it is often wrapped in layers of confusion, myths, and frankly, bad advice. The decision of when to start taking your benefits is one of the most critical financial choices you will ever make, and it is a deeply personal one. Despite what the online retirement gurus might tell you, the conventional wisdom, the advice you hear repeatedly is that you absolutely must wait until age 70 to start collecting. The math behind this advice seems straightforward. For every year you delay beyond your full retirement age, your benefit increases by a robust 8%. That sounds like an unbeatable deal, a guaranteed return that you simply cannot find anywhere else. The promise is that by waiting, you will maximize your monthly paycheck, providing you with greater financial security in your later years. And for some people, this strategy works exceptionally well. If you love your job, are in robust health, and have a massive investment portfolio, waiting can indeed generate a higher total lifetime payout. But here is where that advice fails. It ignores the messy, unpredictable, and often difficult reality of most people's lives. It treats everyone as if they have the exact same financial circumstances, the exact same family situation, and perhaps most importantly, the exact same life expectancy. This wait until 70 mantra does not account for a sudden health crisis, a family emergency, a stock market crash, or even just a genuine desire to enjoy your time while you are physically capable. The truth about Social Security is that 62 is not a trap, as some might suggest. It is a legitimate choice, a financial tool that can be incredibly powerful when used correctly. My goal today is not to tell you that filing at 62 is always the right choice, but to give you a comprehensive, unvarnished look at the scenarios where it makes logical, defensible, and non-emotional sense. We are going to dismantle the one-size-fits-all approach and show you exactly how to analyze your situation to make the decision that is best for you. To make this model concrete, let's revisit the central metaphor that helps frame this entire discussion: the faucet. I want you to visualize your Social Security benefits as a faucet connected to a large pipe in the wall. You have been pressurizing this pipe your entire working life. Every paycheck where you saw that Social Security tax deduction, you were adding pressure. If you open the faucet early, at age 62, you get a smaller stream of water. If you wait until your full retirement age, which for most people now is 67, the stream is stronger. And if you delay all the way to age 70, you get maximum pressure. But here is the critical point that the standard advice ignores. That faucet belongs to you. You are the only person who can turn it on, and you are the only person who can drink from it. If you wait too long to turn it on, some of that water just stays in the pipe. It evaporates. No one refunds you the pressure you have built up. The entire debate around Social Security timing is essentially a question of when you decide to take that water. It is not about finding a magic, mathematically perfect date. It is about understanding when you need that water to sustain your unique lifestyle. Let's look at a realistic scenario. Imagine a character named Sarah. Sarah represents a typical middle-class professional in the USA. She has earned a respectable income throughout her career, and in her final year of work, she made $110,000. Sarah has the same three basic choices that we all do. She can file for benefits at age 62 and receive a monthly payment of roughly $2,450, or she can wait until her full retirement age 67 and receive approximately $3,500. Finally, she could delay all the way to age 70 and collect about $4,340 every month. The difference between $2,450 at age 62 and $4,340 at age 70 is enormous. It is a 77% increase in monthly income. But the decision is not just about the monthly paycheck. It is about the total lifetime benefit. This is where the break-even analysis comes into play. The calculation is simple. How long do you have to live for the higher delayed payments to equal and eventually exceed the total amount you would have received by starting early. For most people, that crossover point, that magical break-even age, is somewhere in their early 80s, typically around age 82 or 83. Furthermore, there is a powerful factor that many people overlook when they are making this decision: the compounding effect of the cost of living adjustment, or COLA. The standard break-even models often assume COLA is zero, but in the real world, Social Security benefits are adjusted annually for inflation. These are percentage increases, and this is where the difference between starting early and delaying really compounds. A 3% COLA on a maximum benefit of $4,340 is a $130 monthly increase. But a 3% increase on a $2,450 benefit is only a $73 increase. Over a decade of compounding, the gap in actual monthly income becomes substantial. Add realistic COLA assumptions back into the model, and suddenly the difference between delaying to 70 and filing at 62 isn't just tens of thousands of dollars in lifetime value. It is a difference that can exceed $250,000. That is a game-changing amount of money that should make anyone pause. But this isn't about just maximizing dollars. It is about making a smart decision that accounts for your whole life. The first major reason to file at 62 is a genuine health crisis or a poor family history. This is the most obvious reason, and yet it is one that many people feel uncomfortable admitting out loud. The stark reality is that if your father passed away at 72 and your grandfather died at 69, and you have already had a significant health scare, your break-even analysis changes completely. Your personalized math shifts dramatically in favor of taking the money now. If you do not believe you are likely to reach your break-even age in your early 80 seconds, then waiting for a higher monthly check does not benefit you. It only benefits the government. Filing at 62 isn't about giving up on your future. It is a data-driven choice that ensures you extract value from a system that you paid into for decades. If you have a genuine reason to believe your unique pipe is leaking or might burst before the pressure reaches maximum, you should open the faucet now. Getting something for 10 or 15 years is infinitely better than getting nothing at all. The second reason is enjoying your go-go years while you are physically able. This point is frequently dismissed by financial advisors as emotional reasoning, but it is actually deeply rational. Retirement spending patterns typically follow a predictable curve. The first phase is the go-go years, usually from your early 60s to mid-70s, where retirees are active, traveling, and generally spending more on experiences. The middle phase is the slow-go years, where activity naturally winds down. Finally, there are the no-go years, often in your 80s and beyond, where spending on travel drops and the main expenditures are medical. The standard advice to wait focuses entirely on the no-go phase, ensuring you have maximum resources when you are likely to need them least for the joy of life. The utility of a dollar is not fixed. It is tied to your physical capability to enjoy it. If filing at 62 allows you to fund your go-go years and create memories while you are healthy, then the trade-off of a lower monthly check is a rational exchange. Reason number 3 involves spousal benefits as a household coordination play. This is a powerful move that most people completely miss. The spousal benefit rule states that if your spouse has not worked long enough to qualify for their own substantial benefit, they are eligible for a spousal benefit equal to up to 50% of your full retirement age benefit. But here is the critical condition: they cannot access those benefits until you file for yours. This creates a massive household income gap that is frequently ignored. Imagine a couple where the higher earner is advised to wait until 70. If the spouse has a minimal work record, they are stuck waiting for years to receive anything. By filing at 62, the higher earner unlocks an immediate stream of income for the spouse. In this specific scenario, filing early is not a self-interested move. It is a coordinated strategy that increases the total household cash flow immediately. The fourth reason is the terminal health diagnosis of a higher earning spouse. This is perhaps the most counterintuitive reason, but it is arguably the most critical one financially. The survivor benefit rule means that when one spouse passes away, the survivor inherits the higher of the two benefits. If your spouse is the higher earner but has a very short life expectancy, you should file for your own smaller benefit immediately at age 62. This allows you to start collecting your smaller paycheck while your spouse is still alive. When they eventually pass away, you will switch to their larger survivor benefit anyway. You are essentially creating an income stream now without losing the bigger payout later. You collect your benefit today, and you wait for the bigger faucet to be handed to you in the future. Filing early for your own smaller benefit is the most logically sound choice. In this specific context, reason 5 is the stock market hedge. This reason is profoundly underrated. Social Security is a guaranteed income floor that is completely decoupled from the performance of the stock market. This makes it an invaluable hedging tool. Consider a nightmare scenario. You're 62, you just retired, and the stock market crashes by 40%. If you are forced to sell your investments to cover your basic living expenses, you are locking in massive losses that can destroy your portfolio's ability to ever recover. This is called sequence of returns risk. However, if you turn on Social Security at 62 during a market crash, you create an immediate income floor. You stop selling your stocks at rock bottom prices, giving your portfolio the time it needs to recover. Filing early during a crash isn't weakness. It is a defensive risk management play. The sixth reason focuses on managing your long-term tax liability, often called the tax torpedo. This is a technical move for high net worth retirees. Right now, up to 85% of your Social Security benefit can be taxed based on your provisional income. However, there is a window between when you stop working and when your required minimum distributions runs from your 401,000 or IRA must begin at age 73. During this window, your total income might be low enough that your Social Security is taxed very lightly, or not at all. By filing at 62, you could collect years of lower tax income before your large taxable REM distributions begin and push you into a higher bracket. This is a tax management move that uses the system's rules to minimize your total lifetime tax bill. Finally, reason 7 is simple. You need the money to sustain your life. I say this without any hint of condescension because it applies to many more people than are comfortable admitting it. The reality of life is that it doesn't always follow the mathematical plan. A business failure, a divorce, unexpected medical bills, or a job loss can derail everything. Social Security was designed as a foundational safety net, and using it for its intended purpose to sustain your standard of living is not a personal failure. It is the entire point of the system. If you cannot make ends meet without it, then the choice has been made for you. The utility of $1 today is infinitely higher than the utility of an uncollected dollar a decade from now. To wrap this up, the Social Security Administration did not remove the calculator from their website to hide the truth. They did it because people were letting a single number make a deeply personal decision. My final advice is threefold. First, run the break-even analysis, but change your assumed lifespan by a few years to see how the results flip. Second, never analyze Social Security in isolation, always model it as a combined household plan. And third, if you are in a market downturn or facing a health crisis, reconsider your timeline immediately. Your original plan was made in calm waters. Do not be afraid to adjust it when the storm hits. I'm Mia, and I hope this listening experience has provided you with the clarity you need